Hi, this is Jessica, and this video is about I had a great day and I had a bad day. And please like and subscribe. I love you. Please like and subscribe. It means everything. Hi, this is Jessica. I am a 44-year-old trans woman. I have been on HRT for 6 months. I am fully out, and I got a new microphone. I got my nails did. See my trans woman hands? Aren't they beautiful? I used to be ashamed of my hands. Now I'm like, they're my hands. So part of transitioning is learning how to love myself. So that's what we're gonna do now. All right, so I had a pretty crazy 2 days. 2 days ago, I went and got my nails did, right? And it was my first experience going to have my nails. I had a pedicure and a manicure and toenails, and I got these almonds, right? They're so pretty. And I got sat next to my girlfriend, like my friend that's a girl, and it was like a wonderful, euphoric experience. So like, one thing about transitioning at any age is you go through something called trans puberty. So my body is changing, and my doctor told me it's her job to get me through my 2 years of trans puberty. And that includes, hormone therapy and fat redistribution. You get more emotional, your skin gets softer, everything tastes better, sensations feel different, orgasms are a lot different. Although I'm not one of those that talks about all my sex stuff, but I mean, I've only had two sex partners in the last 2 years, and anyways, orgasms are way better. I like them a lot. It's so good. However, I had a great experience 2 days ago. And then yesterday was just like a train wreck. So I live in Florida, very close to Palm Beach, and I have a construction company. And I actually don't experience a lot of prejudice. I'm very lucky. Well, one reason, or a couple of reasons, is this is my natural voice. Like, I used to try to talk more masculine, but when I decided to transition, I just started talking normal, and everybody's like, oh, did you do voice training? No, I'm just lucky. But I'm also very short. I'm 5'2", and I used to weigh 135, but now I'm like 143 or so, and I've gained a little bit of weight. I'm trying to get back on track with that. Over a course of a year, I will exercise consistently and eat well most of the time, but I'll have like a period where I fall off. It's normally when I'm really happy, and I am really happy right now. So anyways, yesterday sucked, and I'm part of a self-help group or support group, and I've been part of this group for 7 years, and I know everybody there. And somebody called me and they said, hey, hey, can you chair this meeting because I'm sick? And I was like, I got you. And what happened was, when I got there and I walk in, I'm saying hi to everybody, and I start setting up, and 3 of the guys that had been there a long time, they get up and walk out. And when they walk out, they say, oh, it's because of your chairperson. And I was like, did they fucking just walk out because because like a trans woman is chairing the meeting? So I was so sad, and I was gonna cry, but I didn't cry because I don't want people to see me cry. So I try to be as strong as possible. Anyways, so I do what I have to do, and I chaired a meeting. And afterwards, I say to my friend, like, I can't believe they did that. Like, I can't believe they walked out, right? And he was like, oh, you should put yourself in their shoes. I was like, processing. What do you mean? Like, these people were openly prejudiced, or at least they just couldn't tolerate a trans woman running the meeting. And I have to put myself in their shoes and understand why they don't like me. And Trust me, I have spent a lot, so I've wanted to do this for 20 years, and I have been thinking about these issues for a very long time. And especially over the last year, I've really been trying to figure out why there's so much irrational fear and hatred towards trans people. And I'm going to make more videos about that. I think a lot of it has to do with radicalization and propaganda. And it's tough talking to people about propaganda. But anyways, let's stay focused on the story that I'm trying to tell you. So I was like, okay, well, like, that's crazy. I mean, maybe I might be able to tolerate people who don't tolerate me, but this just happened, so I need to like process what happened. And then somehow he started talking about immigration. And like, okay, so I'm trying to stay focused on trans issues. I think the immigration situation is terrible, right? But I don't have enough strength to try to get sidetracked on all these other issues. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about trans issues because it affects me personally. And honestly, just that one issue is almost takes up all my time trying to be on point so I can argue just like the established science. Anyways, and also the trans issues are suffering, in my opinion, not that trans people are suffering more than immigrants. There's just more people focused on immigration, and it's become very unpopular even in left-wing circles to talk about trans issues. All right, so anyways, that whole situation sucked. It sucked. And so I leave and I'm all upset. So I got hit by two already, right? First the people walking out and then the other guy saying I needed to put myself in their shoes. Like, I need to understand why I don't like trans people. I was like, wait, I can't do that. Then I called up my friend who's very supportive. I love him. He's very sweet and he's always stood by me. But we're talking about like the science, and I'm trying to explain to him that trans women, trans people in general, but I'm going to stay focused on trans women, they their brains are similar to their opposite biological sex, the gender that they identify with. For example, they've done a lot of neurological testing that shows that it's not just the biochemicals, but the actual brain structures in a trans woman's brain more closely resembles that of a woman than a man. And this, it's established, recognized science. There's been multiple studies throughout many institutions, and it's a further evidence that there is a difference between biological sex and gender identity, right? Now, I am not one of those trans people who thinks that you have to be diagnosed or actually be transitioning to be considered trans, although there is established science, and science is valuable. If you hear a tapping, that's because my dog, his name is Poochie, is staring at me in the window and his tail is literally hitting the wall. Anyways, so he just tells me he doesn't believe that. Sorry, I was checking my eyeshadow. So he tells me he doesn't believe that. And then I realized, okay, so my friend, who is very supportive, actually doesn't believe that I'm a woman. He believes that I'm a man, which is fine, right? Like, he's still supportive, and I know that a lot of society just can't wrap their mind around it. But this is like the third blow in a row within like 3 hours. See, I can argue with people that I don't know all day long. I can go back and forth, and I do. I recently opened up an Instagram account, and I have like 4,500 followers, and some of my posts get thousands. I have one that has almost 250,000 views, and I would say about 40% of the comments are very supportive and loving. 40% are, terrible. There's the 20% of guys too, which is fine. I like it. But the other 40% of negative comments, half are trolls, but that other 20%, the other half, they are actually people who they're very hateful of trans people. They think that this is some kind of abomination, that it's anti-God, that it's, I don't know, just the most irrational, crazy stuff. And besides the fact that for 6 decades, the scientific consensus has been that I am real. Like, I know you can see me, but I am also scientifically proven to exist. Oh my God, it's so crazy. Like, I'm not a unicorn, but I guess the truth is that they think that I'm just a cross-dressing male. And the fact that I'm taking hormones that's making me grow boobies doesn't mean anything to them. In their mind, no matter what, I will always be a male. And I don't believe that. And I also think that technology will soon get to the point where not only can we change gender, but we're also going to be able to change biological sex. And when I say biological sex, of course, I am referring to a reproductive system and everything else that goes along with being whatever biological sex is that you wish to associate with or align with. I don't know. I get tongue-tied also. But anyways, back to my friend who doesn't believe that I'm a woman. I love him anyways, and I just had to get off the phone. And what I recognize is I just can't talk to these people about certain things. It's okay to argue with strangers, but when it's actually the people in your life that should be supporting you, it's particularly hard. Now my dog is like chasing my cat and she's crying. Here, let me let her in. My cat's name is Bitty Kitty. She's my oldest cat. See her over there? No, Bitty, you have to stay in. Maybe I should let my dog in too. Come on, Pooch. Be good. He's so silly. You gotta lay down and don't scratch yourself. Lay by my feet. Okay. So that you would think would be the end of my terrible day, but it was not. So there's been this girl on Facebook dating who we've been switching messages, and oh my God. Go, Bitty Kitty. Go, baby. You have to lay down. Did you see my non-booby frame? I need to have boobs. I actually had a consultation for breast implants, so we're working on it. Okay. This girl on Facebook dating. So she's a friend of the LGBTQ community, and you know, her profile is all like, you know, supportive of people like me and people like her, right? So I felt like I let my guard down, and I thought it was kind of safe to, and I talk to lots of men, and most of the men, a lot of guys want to hook up, but they don't want to actually go out. So that's becoming a problem because, of course, when you're on hormone therapy, or at least for me, I'm not exactly looking for sex. I'm kind of looking for intimacy, and, you know, sex would be nice. Anyways, so like we're going back and forth when we talk on the phone, and she's like, oh, I actually have a girlfriend. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, what does that mean? And she's like, oh, she's clean. And I'm like, what are you saying to me? And she was like, oh, we're looking for like a third. And I was like, but I'm like starving for emotional intimacy. So I was like, okay, I was entertaining the idea that possibly I would meet these people, which is retarded. So this woman, right, we're going back and forth, and she mentions to me that she has a girlfriend. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And that they are polyamorous. And I was like, oh. But see, because I'm really attracted to men for sex and women for intimacy, I thought maybe a polyamorous thing, I would entertain the possibility of at least talking. Anyways, so they're asking me about like sexual stuff. And I'm like, this is so weird. So I went ahead and I let my guard down and I told them about my sexuality and how that, that I used to be bisexual, or maybe I'm still bisexual, but I would date women and I would fall in love with women. I've been married twice. But when it came to like sex, I would like to have sex with women, but I also like to have sex with men. But now that I've been on HRT, I am less interested in having sex with women, and I'm much more of a bottom. I don't top, right? And I know this is a lot of information, but I don't top. And as soon as I said that, they were like, oh. So I guess that what they were looking for was a trans woman or a cross-dresser that was willing to top them. And so anyways, the whole thing made me feel really bad. Like, I was like, God, like, this girl, she's being nice to me. And I felt like what they say, where you get turned into a fetish, or they were so interested in my parts and not interested in me, like, to them, I was just like a sex object. And a long time ago, that might have been fine with me, but that's not who I am. That's not what I'm looking for. And so it was really bad. And it was the end of the night, so I blocked them, or her, and I cried. I cried all night. But I'm not a victim, and so I've decided that maybe I can't be the sweet, going through puberty trans woman that I want to be. I wanted to enjoy these couple years and, experience these things and learn how to do my makeup and get taken on a first date and get my nails done and all these things, right? But I've decided that maybe I just have to be the person who I am. And it sucks, but I have to grow up again faster. For example, how am I supposed to be how can I be so nice and sweet and enjoy my life when it's so popular to hate trans people? And although I have very thick skin because I've been through a lot of adversity, a lot of trans women and trans people in general, or queer people in general, are not, they're more vulnerable. And I can't enjoy my life if people like me, or people in general, but I mean, especially people like me, are just being tormented and assaulted and humiliated. And society is now accepting of being terrible to people. So I'm trying to come to terms with all this and process it. And I think that's a lot what my content's going to be about. At first I thought, I'll just be pretty and I'll get a lot of followers and make a bunch of money. I don't know if any of that's going to happen. I think it might. But I'm good at talking, and I'm compassionate, and I'm empathetic, and I'm pretty intelligent. And I know how to research, and I know how to get my point across. And I'm also not scared to walk right into the fire and walk into a situation where people are openly hostile towards me. I will do that shit, right? So I guess, here I go taking myself way too seriously. I don't know what else to do, though. And I hope this video made some kind of sense. I'm going to cut a portion out, so you're not going to see it, because it was really, I said crazy stuff. But I love you, and please like and subscribe. I should have said that in the beginning, because I need subscribers. I got a microphone, and I'm going to get a camera, and I'm actually going to build like a studio, or at least like a set or something, whatever you call it. So I don't know if this video made any kind of sense at all, but I love you. Bye.